I'm going to start.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have quorum, so we can get started.
Great. Okay, we will call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m.
Amazing.
And our first order of business is public input. So,
The roll call?
oh, sorry, roll call.
Okay. Where I'm going to start the meeting with a roll call. Chair Newman,
Here.
Vice Chair Lynn, Member Cody, Member Meister,
Here.
Member Spears.
Here.
Noting for the record that the Vice Chair Lynn and Member Cody are absent today.
Okay. So now we would welcome your public input.
Upon reviewing of the agenda before I came, I don't have any comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here in any event. Okay, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. And we have the approval of the minutes actually from the September 11th meeting. That's a typo. You see attached those minutes there. So I wanted to let everyone have a moment to review, and then we would welcome a motion to approve the minutes.
I move to approve.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Member Meister to approve the minutes, seconded by Member Spears from the September 11th, 2025 meeting. I will conduct a roll call vote. Chair Newman?
Approved. Yes.
Vice Chair Lynn and Member Cody are not here. Member Meister?
Yes.
Member Spears?
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0.
Okay. We can now move on to the Secretary's report by Erica.
Yes. Okay. We have an attached copy of the Secretary's report. We've been very busy, September and October. We had the SMPL at Montana Avenue Art Walk. More than 100 visitors, and if you've seen pictures of the Montana Art Walk, it was super busy and the streets were full and it looked amazing, and our staff was there selling the limited edition Trader Joe's bags, talking about upcoming library events, and leading some crafts and creative activities. One of our main focus areas these past few months has been community mapping, and we have since closed our survey. At the end of September, we had over 1,100 responses to the survey, and we engaged with hundreds of folks, whether it was through our engagement boards, our community conversations, our focus groups. Staff at every level, at every location, really took what this meant to them extremely seriously, and going out into the community and really identifying different groups that maybe they may not have talked to before. So the hope is that with this information, both with the responses and the data, as well as some of the responses or all the responses from the conversations, we'll put together and analyze what we received, and then hopefully gather some themes and report back out to the community. That will take a month or two to be able to do that, but really what we want is a report back to tell the community what we've heard, and also how we plan to use this information in the future. Again, a great opportunity, and what we hope is that it's not a one-time thing, that our staff have started creating the habit of going out and really conducting both formal and informal conversations with the community. I know I learned a lot from the conversations that we had. We took down some of the graphic recorder graphics in order to put it for in-service day, but we'll be putting it back up here, and there's 4 of them And it's pretty amazing what people say about the library and how they really value what we bring to the community. So we'll keep you posted on that. But again, so proud of the staff. Really, this was a staff effort. They planned it, they implemented it, organized it, and you'll definitely see that in the resulting report that we put out.
Are we going to share the information publicly as well?
Yes. Yes.
So beyond just the
Yes.
library staff?
Yes.
That's great.
So we've already, we're teed up to, for the November newsletter at least, to share this information that's shared here, which is, the responses and what we've done, and then also the next steps of evaluation. So kind of keeping the community apprised of what our steps are, so that they know when we get that, when we have that report, they'll be able to understand where it came from.
Great.
We had a successful Red Cross blood drive. That's actually the first one that Daniel has coordinated, and 50 community members came to donate blood, always important. And we always do it around September 11th. So it was a great turnout. Hispanic Heritage Month activities. We're just finishing it up. There was a proclamation. There was a screening, book reading, piñata party, and team book club. I think we also had the events on Mexican presence in Santa Monica. 2 very well attended events. One in the multipurpose room. I feel like over 100 people came to that one. And then the one in Ocean Park, there was at least 50 or 60 people there, all to hear stories about the different Mexican families who were in Santa Monica. So we're hoping to expand that. I know some of the feedback we got from that was they want other families to be showcased and to be highlighted. There are so many different voices and stories, and so hopefully we'll be able to highlight more in the future. We also, as part of Library Card Sign Up Month, we have our tote bags, which sold out very quickly at $10 each, and it was a hit. And I think it was, they were a cute little size. They, people wanted them, and just like all the other Trader Joe's bags, they were like asking where they could get them. So we'll probably bring that back sometime, but you don't know when it's going to drop, and that's, I think, part of the lure, right? We have a couple of book-related programs of Banned Books Trivia, which was also a hit. I think Daniel went, board member Cody came, and amongst other of the 20 community members, a few of our staff went as well. That's always a nice one to go out of the library and have something at a local restaurant, support the local businesses, but also just a change of scenery and venue is always nice. So I know that folks really enjoy going there and doing that. Book reading for Filipino American History Month. If anybody was or is a fan of Glee, Harry Shum Jr., who was on Glee, and his wife had a book about dancing, and from what I've been told, there was a nice dance party and live dance tutorial for kids.
Oh, that's great.
And then finally, the Roots and Wellness. This was amazing. She set up in our courtyard and had 5 different tables that were themed and multi-sensory, so you could you touch, smell, look at herbs and flowers, and make really your own kind of satchel or sachet of aromas. And people left just
Sounds
feeling very
wonderful.
calm, and but it was such a there was such care and detail put into each of the tables, so it was great. And then, of course, our bookstore continues to be hopping. If you haven't been in there, there is a new little youth area in the front that the bookstore volunteers have created. seating for kids to sit and all the books concentrated there for when families come in and the parents want to browse and the kids just want to hang out. So we were able to do that because we created some room in the back of the bookstore to move some books that were rare to the back of the bookstore, and it's very popular. So check it out.
So I just had a question. The Roots and Wellness was from a Cultural Affairs grant. Was that for the 150th, or was that a different kind of grant?
Yes, it was. No, it was not for. I don't think it was 150th. It was like the artists, like an artist grant, I believe. And so it was Cultural Affairs who came to the staff to say, hey, we have something that we think would be great in this space. And we're doing more of that too. So we're definitely communicating more of what types. And now that they have new artists in residence, we'll probably likely be having more of those conversations in the future, so that they can see our space as a place where artists can do their workshops as well.
Because I think there's not too many spaces like that in the city. So.
Outdoor spaces, yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful, thank you.
Let's go.
And now we will ask you to talk about In-Service Day.
That was last week, a week ago. I can't believe it's been a week.
Just a week ago.
Yes. We have a little over 100 staff when you include part-time and full-time staff, and about 85 came, which is good. A large number of staff came, including our part-time staff, and oftentimes that's not the case. So it was a wonderful day. Thanks in part to our admin team. Daniel coordinated it, and we've had our different members of our team helping with breakfast and lunch. We booked and we welcomed presenter Audrey Barbakov. She wrote a book, 12 Steps to Community-Led Libraries. She is known across the country for co-design and talking about co-design in libraries. And that really is basically the idea of working together with community to design and create programs versus doing programs for the community. So it's always involving the community in what we do. And so why we brought her in is because as we end our first phase of community mapping and we begin to look at some of the data and evaluate, this is where the team will also, phase 3 will be about the co-design and trying to identify certain partners, not everyone, just certain partners to do some pilot programs and do some co-design in the library. So Audrey really talked in the morning about building trust in the community, understanding, again, I think the phrase was nothing without us
is for us.
Yes. Very, and so it's powerful just thinking about how we look at what our design is going to be moving forward and including the community. We did an exercise at the end, which was co-designing a future staff day, what that would look like. Overall, I think most of the feedback was about more fun. We had many things like going off campus and like Disneyland to, of course, making sure that we're learning and connecting with one another. So it was a great morning. Then we had lunch and we had a couple of sessions that really helped staff focus on wellness and being able to, choose their own, whether that was yoga or chair yoga. I know there was sound bath. We had some art stuff, reading, just getting 35 minutes, 40 minutes to read is a luxury at times. So we had that, and then when we came back, the city manager came to talk with the team, and that was very special. He was supposed to just talk with the team for about 10 minutes, ended up talking with them for 40 minutes and answering questions. But the crux of it is he reinforce the news that I had delivered in the morning, which is as part of a plan that is going to be presented to council on October 28th. We will be moving toward reinstating hours at Fairview and Ocean Park, full service. Yes, so if that goes through, we are looking at the beginning of the year, January, February timeframe for opening up Ocean Park and Fairview 3 days full service. So as a reminder, right now it's 2 days self-service, so we already are open. We are just open in that self-service capacity. What this will do is make those 2 days at each location full service and add a third day. And so that will hopefully happen with this plan, and then we will be looking at, in July, expanding the hours or the days even more. And so I think overall, great news. He talked about really appreciating the library, what the library has done. He acknowledged, the trauma and, pain that the city and the library has gone through, particularly in the past 5 years, and seemed very sincere and answered and took the time to answer the questions of the staff, and they really appreciated it. We had an activity planned, a reflection activity, but figured, talking to the city manager, we continued on that and kept going until the staff, had finished up their questions, and then we did a 5-minute exercise at the end. But I think overall a great day, and feel very fortunate that we get to do that. Not all libraries get to do it. I think it's extremely important for the staff to come together to be able to connect and talk, but also to learn, and for this one especially to get those kudos from the city manager, which was good to hear.
Do you know what the hours will be? How many hours each of those days?
It'll be the same as the other branches, so 12 to 8. I think what we're not sure yet are the days, but it will fall within the Monday through Friday. We're not looking at the Saturdays.
Oh, that's great. Now, when I came just for lunch on last week, and when I walked in and just started talking to people, I could tell that it was so upbeat, and people were really excited, and because Erica had announced that earlier, and it's really made a difference in people's being hopeful and just recognize that. So it's really good.
And he's new, right?
Yeah,
When did he start?
July.
Yeah.
July.
A few months ago.
And last year, is that the same thing that was at the Edinburgh House? Is this
Yes.
the in-service? Oh, okay.
Yeah, last year it was at Annenberg.
So you
This year
It was nice
You
that
didn't
that
have
was
the
in the
bingo
library.
performance.
Yeah.
and stuff.
we decided to do a choose your own this time, and the last activity was supposed to be something where we all came together and did, and then it was listening to Oliver and then having him answer questions. But it was good. I mean, overall, I think there's support for the library. There's optimism in, the library being part of that revitalization of the neighborhoods in downtown area, and really being at the heart of what communities are seeing as, coming back. So I think that it's all good news. And October 28th.
That's fantastic that there's something happening. We don't have to wait this period until the next budget discussions.
Yeah, or I'll give a little report when we get down to the
Yeah. That's great. Okay, and now we move on to the library board annual report. And this is the document
Oh,
where
right.
we lay out
Yes.
our goals and
our
plans.
goals and all. Oh, you have to do
Yes.
that.
Everywhere.
Okay. My computer just died, I think.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so we're printing it out, but it's a review of what we've done, which the board has done a lot this year in terms of activating and reaching out to the different neighborhood groups and So I think just it's looking at that and then kind of trying to move forward to see what it is that we want to focus on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Thank you.
And so I think for this, it is review and discuss. So no action needed for this. It's more it's due in January.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first time kind of reading it over, and we can.
And is this covering the period, what period is this covering, I guess?
So this is something that the city clerk's office does for all the boards and commissions across the city.
Right.
And it goes and looks back at the last fiscal year to look at some of the accomplishments that the library board has done. It's like a progress report. And then we also plan out a work plan for this current fiscal year that began in July 1st,
okay.
and that ends on June 30th. So ideally,
This was from last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm trying to just assess, like,
Yeah.
this was for.
Yeah, well, I think, we reviewed, we worked on it and reviewed it and
Right.
approved it. We came up with our goals from the last year. So these were the goals we had for this year.
And so what you have here is a draft of what we're working on. So we wanted to give you something to react to,
Great.
take a look at. And,
Yeah.
if you have any feedback, we can take that now. We can also revisit this at the November library board meeting to finalize that and submit that back to the city clerk's office. And then the city clerk's office plans to present that back to the city council as an informational update.
Okay.
Well, one thing that I would add was our efforts to save Fairview Branch.
I thought of that. Is
Yeah.
that a board action, though? Can we,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Or was it,
yeah.
it was an ad hoc committee?
we had an ad hoc committee, so we could
Okay.
say the ad hoc committee of the board. Right.
Okay.
We were, right, you and me.
Yep, yep.
But that was very successful.
I'm trying to remember, was the Little Free Library, was that in the last year, that event, or was that the year?
I think that was the
That
year
was the year,
before.
okay.
Yeah.
It's all blurry.
I know.
Okay,
You do have
because that was great.
the
It was.
Barnes and Nobles. Would that be considered with the
Well,
Friends
that's
of the
more the
Library?
friends, but we've been, we have definitely collaborated
Because I got
more
that
with-
Barnes and Nobles
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so right,
So under 3.
right?
right. Yeah, so we could put that in, yeah.
And the author events? I'm not sure.
Yes, right.
So probably fostered partnership with Barnes
Right.
and Nobles.
That was actually, one of them was with Civvies, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
There's that more of a Friends. I mean, I feel like it was,
I think the Barnes and Nobles was definitely you made that
Right.
connection.
Yeah.
okay.
But also supporting with author.
Oh yeah, you did bring that relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
I mean, that was
count
one of the events. The Friends really
Right.
drove it. I don't know if we can take credit for it.
It's part of
I guess
strengthening
this
the
is our
relationship.
brains of all the things that happen in a year, and then we can kind of go from there, right? Okay. Does anyone have any other comments at this time on this?
No, I guess I could move on. I think this is pretty good for our goals and accomplishments. But we could think of it, remember anything else.
Okay.
So we'll take some time to
Yeah.
to also review some of the past board actions and some
Right.
activity. We'll update this draft and bring it back to you in a final draft version for you to review and approve.
Great. And when is it due again?
It's due back to the city clerk's office and then to the city council in January.
Okay.
So if it's okay, we'd like to come back in November with an updated draft.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. we're going to move on to the Poet Laureate Committee request.
I was supposed to take this, but I'm going to hand it off to Erica because she has a little bit more insight on it.
Sounds good, but I did want to introduce Candace, our new executive admin assistant.
Welcome,
who will
welcome.
be here and joining us for library board meetings. So our poet laureate, as you all know, Anne Carmack, she's been wonderful and has almost finished her 2-year term.
Oh, wow, that really
I
was.
know, it flew by.
Time flies.
In her term, she has, just even most recently, presented to the Council on United Against Hate and worked with kids and introduced young poets to the council. She has written a number of poems, not just for the library, for the Pico Tents she wrote one. She's written one for the State of the City. And once she was on board, a lot of different organizations and departments really started reaching out to her, and she has explained or has talked about how much things have opened up for her since becoming poet laureate. So
That's wonderful.
That's really
it is very wonderful, and so now we are going, or we just opened up for the new poet laureate. It will be open through November. And there will be a committee to review the applications, and we are asking, or the staff would like to request a member from the library board to be on that committee. We also requested one from the Friends board as well. And really it's reviewing the applications, and depending on how many, you'll get paired up with somebody, and there's a very specific rubric. It's very organized in terms of how you are going to be looking at the application and the body as a whole, including their poems. And then after that, it will move on to the staff, and the staff will do the interviewing and coordination with the poets to then finally select one. The tenure starts in March, and our current poet laureate Anne will be also part of that committee.
Oh, that's good.
So, there's 3 of us here, 3 of you here, but if there's anybody who'd like to be part of it, you can let me know, and then we'll connect you with our staff.
I thought at the last meeting, Daniel mentioned that he was on the committee. Had he talked to you? Because he said that to me.
Oh, he's on the Santa Monica Reads Committee?
Maybe that's
I don't
the
know
one
if he's on poet laureate, because we haven't, they just
Right.
asked us this past week
Ah.
to try and get members.
Are you looking for just one board member, or can we have more than one?
One board member would be ideal, but we can ask about 2.
Okay.
And you're the editor.
I'd be interested, but I want to absolutely leave it open to if someone
Yeah.
else is as well, so.
You should do it.
Yeah. Last year it was Lou.
Lou did it.
So
He really
last
liked.
year,
He
so-
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we should invite Daniel and Jason if they're interested as well, because I'm happy to let one of them if they would like to, but if they don't, they're not interested, I'd be happy to.
Okay. So we'll just message them separately to see, and then.
Okay.
And will we be doing something at the end of Anne's term to celebrate what she's done?
Yes,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I remember it was a
There's
wonderful
definitely,
inauguration when
the
she
one-
began.
Yeah.
There is one other thing happening before her term is over, which is Main Library turns 20.
Right, so we
So
definitely want a poem
there is
celebrate that.
something
So
there.
it turns 20 in
January.
January. Oh,
Yeah. I want to do the thing.
yes.
Have you guys started planning for that? Is there a committee with the library? Oh.
There isn't. There isn't, but we'll see.
The 20th of this, right? This
Huh?
library.
Yes.
This library in January 2020.
I remember when you guys were planning the 10th year of the
Right,
actual.
at Pico. Right.
Oh,
Crazy.
this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That means
Oh, this one?
I came when this
Oh.
library opened, so it'll be 20 years for me too.
Oh,
Wow.
hmm Yeah. So. All right.
Okay. Our next item will be an ad hoc committee update for the Exploring Library Revenues Committee.
So, yes, so at our last meeting, we talked about having a meeting with the new city manager. And so I contacted Sandra, who runs the council office, and I didn't hear from her. And, when I saw her, and I thought, and then I had seen some friends of mine who are involved with the SEPS parcel tax process. And they told me that, they had just met with the city manager, and he said, well, that he didn't want the library board to do a parcel tax. I guess he was thinking that he could step up with some funding, and he just wanted the SEPS people to do it themselves. And then when I saw Sandra last week, she said, I've been meaning to set up a meeting with Oliver. And I thought, that it had just, not happened, but I guess it will still happen. But, so Daniel and I have been wondering, and now we have this very good news about that there will be funding to open the branches. And so I think that's really, really terrific. And last night at the Friends meeting, we talked about if this will come out in a staff report. This is a big plan for the October 20th. It's not just the library, but we want to let all our supporters who were at the Fairview rally and helped with that know, so they can speak in favor of this. And so as soon as we're waiting to see the staff report, and then we'll send information out, because I think it'd be great if people come to the council meeting or send letters saying, they're really supportive of this. So, so I think that the idea of us doing a parcel tax and people knowing about it, the city manager knowing about it, I think has helped in terms of bringing awareness to the needs of the library. So I think it was good that we did that. And we'll see in the future. Now we could see how it is, but and we've learned a lot from the city of Pasadena about doing it. The other thing that is happening, I think it started this last week, is the city doing a survey about city services, and the library's included in that. And I don't know much more about that. Have you heard any more about this survey? Oscar, who's the finance director, told me.
I think it's polling. I'm not sure if it's like
polling. So I think it. I mean, I thought it was that they
thing.
were doing polling, but he said it was a survey. So I don't know. But I think it's good because, as you said, from the results from the library survey and the mapping, is there's a lot of support in the city to open the libraries. So I think our short-term efforts were good, and we'll continue to advocate. As let's see, is this an off year for the budget, or will it?
This is the exception-based year.
Okay, so there won't be.
So the biennial year will be 2027.
Right. Yeah. So this is a good outcome.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Yeah. I think it was pretty daunting. What we were looking at,
Right.
and just the idea of raising money to
Right,
even
to
then go out
do
and try
that,
to raise
yes,
money.
yes.
So
Yeah.
I think this is great, and I do think it sort of revved it up in terms of getting the attention and the seriousness that the library had around going its own way on this if necessary. So. Excellent, but I guess if you're still going to have the meeting, that'll be interesting to
Yes,
speak with them
yeah.
and get further information.
Right. And what the long-term plan is. And
Yeah.
just be good. So so hopefully we'll be with him sometime at the end of the year. He's very busy.
Yeah.
I think he's really terrific. I really like him. He's very warm and engaging, and he will meet with everybody. So I think there's like a long list of people waiting to meet with him, from all areas of the community.
Great, and I think that's a really good point to really reach out and try to get as many people to attend the October 28th
Right.
council meeting. We should let the other board members who aren't here know,
Yes.
and encourage them to let
Right.
people know, because I think, a lot of people show up on that issue in particular. That'll really help. So, that's great. Okay, and then our next item is the 2025 Community Mapping Initiative Ad Hoc Committee. And I guess that refers to our neighborhood meetings or neighborhood group meetings. Because we did hear generally about the community mapping.
Yes.
Do we have it?
One.
Do we have? Was that you and Jason? Was that
Yeah,
Dana
and
and
we
Jason?
found
because
that
you
it
went
was-
to the?
Yeah, we had a truthfully difficult time getting the community groups,
Yeah.
neighborhood groups,
Right.
to just come
show up.
separately.
Right. Yeah.
There was just a lot going on. I mean, I wasn't there for the one that Jason was there.
We had like 4 people for that focus group, and there was definitely some weird thing happening on the freeway that day. But it was helpful to hear, because it was someone from Wilmot, and then Judy Abdo was there too from Ocean Park, and just talking about the importance of the meeting spaces and how it's helped a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of the discussion, yes, was about the library, and the biggest thing is opening up the branches, including the one we were in, which was Fairview. But the economic vitality and being concerned about that, and how to be able to, for folks to understand and bring back some of that, beauty and excitement. And so I think we heard a lot about that, and that was a theme. And and I feel like the thing is that participants love it here. They do love being here. They love visiting here. They love living here. And it's more about, there are areas where they just want to see it, not necessarily back to the way it was, but see it activated the way it was. And like feeling like the pockets are loom large when you're walking around, like they can see, not having that like in the promenade or other places where it used to be very, very busy.
Yes.
So I think it's that kind of like wanting that, along with in the neighborhoods wanting more of the connection that they felt library would bring, with a lot more programming and all that. So we heard that as well.
Yeah, and then the one we were going to have, we wound up, Justina from Friends of Sunset Park came to the general one that was at Pico Library, because there was a lot going on, which I guess we could just sort of side note here. The neighborhood groups, there was something that came up in city council to change their
Right.
funding.
Yes. Which they have
So,
done.
so
So
I
there
think
was
all the
all-
neighborhood
people,
groups
they
were
were
kind
all
of already
just-
dealing
yes.
with their internal
Yes. Right.
planning and issues, so that kind of overlapped with when we were asking for their time, and in particular in Sunset Park, there was something else regarding the airport. So, but she did come to Pico, and we had a nice small group that day, along with general community members.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I would think that, as you go forward with co-designing, that will be an opportunity that might even be, more engaging for people if they, so I think that will continue, to have this involvement.
I mean, the leaders appreciated being invited. I can
Yes,
say that,
I
I kind of
think
sort of
so.
got back some nice,
Right.
feedback.
Yeah.
I think they liked that we were reaching out to them directly and separately too, for their
Yes.
feedback. So even, again, even if they weren't able to
Yeah.
participate.
Right.
I think they appreciated that we're,
Yeah.
wanting to bring them into all these conversations.
Yeah. No, I think, the more that, that we routinely visit with these neighborhood groups, I think it's very helpful. They, see us, know that the library is interested in hearing from them. It's good.
I agree. Okay, I think that brings us to the end of our meeting. That
Wow.
was a
Very short.
short and sweet.
Not like the council meeting the other night, so.
Oh, really?
Well,
Barn burner?
well, I guess, it was about the civic,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that brings up a lot of
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah, but I mean, so we'll see what happens, but we've been here many times, and, it's disappointing that they didn't extend give them 3 more months or something, but it's, I guess there's a lot of buzz about that.
Okay. Well, we'll adjourn this meeting.
Oh, yes, sorry. Bringing up things not on.
Chairman.
Oh.
The time is
Officially?
6:43 p.m.
Okay.
Very efficient. That's very nice.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Right.
His name is Candace.